Welcome back, decoders, to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody, and today is September 12th, 2025. And today is going to be part 2 of the Charlie Kirk incident. And this video, we're going to look a bit deeper at the whole event, and we're going to connect it to the deeper meanings. The scripture is playing out, and it's all connected to the scripture, right? And please give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Thank you, Coffee Girl, for the thumbs up. Hello to LA or L4XM, and hello to Betty. Yeah, I saw that. There was a book released a few days before a day before his actual death, and it predicted the event. So that's weird, huh? Might look at that towards the end. I don't want this to be too long of a live stream, but thanks, Betty, for reminding me of that. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Please hit those likes if you're just getting in. We got some. Again, yesterday I did a video with Derek and AJ, and we covered the initial findings, but I've had a whole day to look into the death, and I'm going to show you what I really saw here, what the big theme is, okay? And the theme is that this is all about the book of Revelation and the Bible and King James and King Charles. And again, we're going to look deeper into why the scripture had this event in our destiny yesterday. And happy September 11th. Today is the 24th anniversary of that fateful day. And thank you to the membership from Jam. I appreciate you. If you guys want to support the channel, please hit those likes. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, YouTube does take a cut. So the best way to support me is buy me a coffee link that I have posted to the top. So, but thank you again to Jam for the membership. Appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Let's try to get through this. I know it's late here in the United States, so thank you for the 3, Jam. I appreciate that. That's greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get into this, guys. Let's talk about the riddles here. So the first thing that needs to be said, I'm going to start with some slides here. Well, actually, let's start with this. A big shout out to Truth Seeker on YouTube. He posted this on his video. Now, I want you guys to understand what's going on here. On Fox News, right before they reported the death of the shot of Charles Kirk, the breaking news story right before that was, you can see it right here. The breaking news story right before they cut to the Charles Kirk incident was this. Reports Prince Harry meets with King Charles. Like literally. So if you watch this video, guys, this anchor, she's talking about King Charles, and then she gets the news immediately after that Charlie Kirk has been shot. Okay. And this is not a coincidence. All right. This is not a coincidence that King Charles was the guy they were talking about right before this, okay? It's all about Charles, and I'm going to show you why this all revolves around the name Charles and how important this name really is in the scheme of the Bible and our current events, right? So why was she talking about Charles right before Charles got shot, okay? Now, I want you guys to take note that, well, let's just jump into my slides, and then we'll explain more. So first of all, I got to set the groundwork. What is the significance of the name Charles? Why is the name, of course, he goes by Charlie, but what is the significance of the name Charles? Well, Charles is the name of King James, who is on the Bible, okay? His name is the real name of King James, who's on the Bible, is James Charles. Okay. Now, the guy who just got taken out is Charles James. Okay. So this is absolutely all about King James, and specifically the King James Bible. This is exactly why the news anchor was talking about King Charles before they heard the news of the shooting. Okay. And remember, we're talking about King James, whose middle name was Charles, right? Now, Charles got shot, right? And Charles equals 66. And the reason this is important is because the totality of the modern day King James Bible is containing 66 books. So here is your clue as to why this name is being used. Why does King Charles or King James have that middle name of Charles? Why is our current king named Charles? And why is this guy Charles Kirk? Okay. So 66 is the gematria. This is, in case of those who are new here, gematria. It's the practice of coding letters into numbers. C is the third letter, H is the eighth letter, A is the first letter, R is the 18th letter, L is the 12th letter, E is the 5th, S is the 19th. That adds up to 66. Okay. And there's 66 books in the modern day King James Bible, right? Now, in the 66th book of the modern day King James Bible, we learn about a calculation that we must make. And in that Bible, it's Revelation 13:18, where it says you must calculate the number of the beast. And that number is calculated as 666. Well, the phrase that they use, number of the beast, in reduction gematria, where all double digits are reduced to a single digit, number of the beast equals 66. And again, this is the calculation that we must make in the 66th book of the Bible, where we find out that the beast is, the number of the beast is 666. Okay. Going back to Charles equaling 66, like the 66th book. Okay. Now, remember, I told you right before the news on Fox was broke, they were talking about King Charles, right? Well, let's really break this down and why this is all about the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. Again, I told you, Charles equals 66. Now, the shirt that Charles was wearing when he got shot says freedom on it. Just freedom, nothing else. Freedom equals 66. In the same cipher as Charles. Wow. Think about that, guys. He's wearing a shirt that says freedom, which equals 66. And his name is Charles. And guess how many days this shooting was before King Charles' birthday? Yep, you guessed it. It was 66 days. Guys, if that doesn't put a nail in the coffin, I don't know what will. This shooting with him wearing the freedom shirt was 66 days before King Charles' birthday, when Charles equals 66 and freedom. Now, remember, not only is there a connection with that 66, look at the initials of Charles Kirk and King Charles. They have the same initials, CK, KC. So is that just another coincidence? That not only do they have the same name, they have the same initials. King Charles, KC, Charlie Kirk. Now, why is he wearing a shirt that says freedom? Not only does freedom equal 66, but freedom is connected to the name Charles. Why? Because what does Charles mean? Look at this. Let's read. What does Charles mean? A German name, Charles, means free man. Wow. Can you believe it, guys? His name is Charles. He's wearing a freedom shirt as he gets shot. Charles means free man. And all this happens 66 days before King Charles' birthday. And remember, in the 66th book of the Bible, we're told that we need to calculate the number of the beast, which is 666. Guess how many days after King Charles' birthday, Charles Kirk was shot? Yep, you guessed it. From King Charles' 2023 birthday to the shooting of Charles Kirk was exactly 666 days. Guys, where can I get some thumbs up, please? Is anyone talking about this? Is anyone showing one number? One number, how I'm putting all this together. There's only one number, and it's the number 6. Charles. He died 66 days before Charles' birthday and 666 days after Charles' birthday. King Charles. Are you kidding me? And in the 66th book of the Bible, the beast is calculated as 666, when number of the beast equals 66. And again, he's wearing a freedom shirt, which equals 66. His name is Charles, which equals 66. And he dies 666 days after King Charles' 2023 birthday. Now, why is King Charles' 2023 birthday so important here? Because in 2023, Charles became coronated as king. This was the year, this was the birthday, okay? This was the birthday, the same year that Charles was coronated. And it was 666 days later. Remember, he was shot 666 Mercury years after Abraham Lincoln. Think about Abraham, right? Let me just go back to my slide from yesterday. Hold on. Do you guys remember my slide yesterday? I told you that Charlie Kirk was shot exactly 666 mercurial years after Abraham Lincoln was shot. Do you guys see the connection here? Abraham Lincoln, like Abraham in the Bible, 666 Mercury years. Okay. And now we find out that this also happened 666 days after King Charles' birthday. And they were literally talking about King Charles right before the breaking news of the shooting. Right here. This was the breaking news. Prince Harry meets with King Charles. Now, shout out to Joseph Aquaviva, who I noticed got like 18K views on his video. So happy for you, bro. You thought you were going to quit, and then you put out a video the next day and you get 18K views. How about that? But I'm so glad Joseph is still decoding, because look at what Joseph found. Not only did he die 666 days after King Charles' birthday, he died 6 years and 66 days after the debut of his show, The Charlie Kirk Show. Guys, he died 6 years and 66 days after the debut of his show, The Charlie Kirk Show. Okay? So think about this. 666 days after King Charles' birthday in 2023, 66 days before the 2025 birthday, and 6 years and 66 days after the first episode of his show. Now, this is even more proof that this is all perfect script. Remember, there's tributes to history, guys. You got to know your history. So let's read what all these people were posting about Charlie Kirk, and let's see if we can find a word that seems to be used awful lot for Charlie Kirk. Let's read. This is from Kash Patel. It says, "Rest in peace, my friend, conservative titan Charlie Kirk. I am praying for you, Charlie, and his family. his passion for America, and his fearless leadership. Fearless. So that's Kash Patel calling Charlie fearless. Let's look at another tweet. This is from Sissy Graham Lynch, who leads the show called Fearless. What does she say? This week, our nation grieves. We grieve because of a fearless voice. Charlie Kirk was taken from us. Okay, so there's two people who posted Charlie Kirk is fearless. All right, let's look at for another one. Katie Hopkins posted, we march forwards towards those who seek to end us, fearless. So again, another quote. The State of Israel posted this about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, Charlie's fearless commitment to truth and freedom. So Kash Patel said Charlie was fearless. All these other people said he was fearless. And the State of Israel, the official site of the State of Israel, posted that Charlie is fearless. Okay. How about this? A site called Israel and USA Forever. He was without fear, right? They didn't say fearless, but they said without fear. This guy, Grant Cardone, another famous guy, bold and fearless. What's up with this? This person got 240K views. Charlie Kirk, a soldier. He was fearless. But he was fearless. The Idaho Freedom Foundation. Please join us today for the vigil and honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, a fearless patriot. All right. So why do I keep harping on this fearless? Guys, your mouth should be wide open after I show you when I'm about ready to show you. Does fearless Charlie equal 666? Oh my God, I didn't see that. Hold on. Fearless Charlie equals 666 and satanic. Whoa, good find. That's a good one. All right, so anyway, we've made the point that everyone is posting about Charlie being fearless, including the Kash Patel, right? So why did this happen? Why are they using the word fearless? Let me show you why. It all connects to John the Fearless. I'll give you guys one guess what happened to John the Fearless and on what date it happened. Let me see in the chat if you guys are intuitive. What do you think happened to John the Fearless and what date do you think it happened? The assassination of John the Fearless. When did it happen? Look at this. John the Fearless was assassinated on September 10th, 1419 by future Charles the 7th. Guys, share this video. This is proof that they pay tribute to history. Come on, has anyone showed this? Has anyone showed that 606 years ago, John the Fearless was assassinated by Charles, and 606 years later, Charles is shot in the neck, which equals 606, and he was in Orem, Utah, which equals 606, and it was on the same day, and his name is Charles. Now, again, 606 is like 66. And what did I just talk about? 66. Charles the Fearless. And look at what they were posting all about Charlie. He's fearless. Did they not pay tribute to history? Is this not a tribute to Charles the or John the Fearless, who was assassinated by Charles in 1419 on the same day? Now, why is this so important? Because the WWE, just remember, Charles was the king of France. The WWE just had an event in France on the anniversary of Princess Diana's car crash. Go back and watch my videos from the last month and see how much I talked about King Charles and France. And again, somebody in the chat is mentioning what was Kirk talking about before this, before he got shot. He was talking about the murder in Charlotte. Well, let's look it up. Is Charlotte the feminine version of Charles? Yes, look. Charlotte is the feminine given name, a female name of Charles. So why do you think that right before he got shot, his main theme was about the Ukrainian woman stabbed in Charlotte? Basically, you could say it means Charles. Okay? Think about it. And what was happening? Look at Charlie Sheen. Just another Charles to throw in here. Joe Rogan was literally speaking with Charlie Sheen at the time he found out about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Look, Charlie Sheen, Charlie's short for Charles, Carlos actually, but Carlos is a form of Charles. So here's another one. So not only did they talk about King Charles before on Fox News, right before the news broke, Charlie Sheen was supposedly talking with Joe Rogan, during the assassination. And this was right after the Charlotte killing, which Charlotte means Charles. So how much more do I need to point to that it's all about the name Charles? Okay? And the reason it's about the name Charles is because Revelation is a 66 books Bible, and Charles is the middle name of King James. Okay? This is the point. It's all biblical. It's all scripture, right? It's all scripture. And Charlie Kirk is a evangelist, right? Charlie Kirk, Christian. Charlie Kirk identified as a Christian and prominent figure in conservative movement. He has a deep faith. So again, we're talking about the Bible again. So again, it goes back to the Bible. It goes back to Revelation. And again, if there's anything you should share, it should be this video of mine, because what is the chances that he was killed on the anniversary of John the Fearless, who was killed after a meeting, a parlay with Charles VII? Now, remember, last month I talked about the phrase, "The king is dead, long live the king." You guys remember my videos on this? Raise your hand in the chat if you guys remember my August videos where I talked about the king is dead, long live the king. Now, what is this phrase come from? This phrase comes from Charles VII, who took over for his father, Charles VI. So this phrase, long live the king, the king is dead, long live the king, it involves two Charles. The father and the son were both named Charles, and they both were king. This is the same Charles that killed John the Fearless. And again, if you guys are just getting in, you got to go back and watch. Why are they saying that he was fearless? Why is that the word they're using? Because it's all a tribute to John the Fearless. Now, what does John the Fearless equal? Look at this. 66. Look at that. John the Fearless equals 66. Again. So this is a tribute to John the Fearless. 606 years ago, to the day, he was shot after John the Fearless was killed, right? And John the Fearless equals 66. Charles equals 66. Now, the first guy they captured in this case was named George Zinn, which equals 66. And just to prove that this was the guy they captured originally, George Zinn, right here, George Zinn arrested after suspicion of obstruction after the Charlie Kirk shooting. So his name also equals 66, right? So John the Fearless is becoming Charlie the Fearless. That's why I titled this video Charlie the Fearless, because that is the riddle. That is one of the reasons it happened the way it did, okay? And isn't it interesting that Orem, Utah equals 606, and he was shot in the neck, which equals 606? I think that's pretty crazy too. So, yeah, I mean, let's put that all together. One recap here, and then I want to get into the next connection to the Revelation connection. So we got Charles. This is all about King James, whose middle name is Charles and has 66 books in the Bible. In Revelation, the 66th book, we're told to calculate the number of the beast, which is 666. Kirk was wearing a freedom shirt, which equals 66, like his name, Charles. He died 66 days before King Charles' birthday. He died 666 days after King Charles' 2023 birthday. He died 6 years and 66 days, thanks to Joseph Aquaviva. After his first show, his episode of his first show debuted. And he died 606 years to the day of John the Fearless, who was killed by Charles VII, and they were calling Charlie Kirk Fearless. And he died in Orem, Utah, which equals 66. Also, Orem is an anagram of Rome. Did you guys see that? Somebody in my chat pointed that out. Orem is Rome. So you could almost say that this town could be spelled Rome, Utah. Rome, Utah, right? Like Rome. Like Roman Catholic Church, the Bible, the Catholic Church, King James, you guys get it. Now, going back to his name. His name is C.K., Charles Kirk, right? C.K., like King Charles, K.C. So we're on the Revelation riddle, right? Well, what about Kirk Cameron? Yeah, that's it, guys. Kirk Cameron. Kirk, you got the KC. Kirk Cameron. Okay. Well, what movie? Well, first of all, what is Kirk Cameron known for? He's known for his Christian movies. And in particular, Kirk Cameron is known for the Left Behind series. Huh. The Left Behind series, which is about a tribulation. Now, where is Charlie Kirk from? He's from Chicago. where the new pope is from, right? Where is a big city in the Leave Behind Worlds in the Left Behind series? Let's read. Chicago. 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 You guys see it? Now, this is about the tribulation and a 7 years war and suffering. So not only does this take place in Chicago, very much like the home of Kirk, but we also have the star person in this movie being Kirk Cameron. And what does tribulation equal? Hold on. Trying to find what I was looking at here. Yeah, let's look at this. 75. Let me take these out of here. Look at this. So Left Behind is about Kirk Cameron, like Charlie Kirk, and the movies takes place in Chicago a lot. And it's about the tribulation or the 7 years of war and suffering. What does Charlie Kirk equal? He equals tribulation. He equals great tribulation. So I'll let you guys bask on that a bit. Are they telling us that we're about ready to remember when Charlie Kirk was shot, he was talking about a turning point. Donald Trump has been preaching like we're about ready to go into a golden age, but are we about ready to head into a tribulation instead? Is there about ready to be a turning point into a tribulation? Did Kirk Cameron being in this movie connect us to Charlie Kirk? Very much similar. So I'll just let you guys think on that. Another interesting fact is that if you measure from Kirk Cameron's birth, look at Kirk Cameron's birth, guys, October 12th. Charlie Kirk's birth is October 14th, just 2 days off. But if you measure from Kirk Cameron's birth, October 12th, 1970, to the birth of Charlie Kirk, it's 23 years and 3 days. And the reason that's interesting is because yesterday, Charlie Kirk was shot 233 days after Donald Trump took office. This was a number we talked about yesterday. And 233, is an interesting number because 233 is the 53rd. But look at the gematria. Charlie Kirk shot dead, 233. Bloodshed, 233. This was 233 days into Trump's office. And again, Kirk Cameron was born 23 years and 3 days before Charlie Kirk. Now, 233 is the 51st prime. And tribulation equals 51. Notice how tribulation equals assassination. You see that, guys? Tribulation equals assassination. So is this like a signal that is there going to be a market crash that sends everyone into a tribulating moment where everyone's, that's probably coming, guys. That's probably coming. Joseph said it was also 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show started. Nice. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to throw in this Kirk Cameron thing because I believe there's more to this. I haven't had a chance to look. But considering he was in the Left Behind, and Left Behind is all about a new world order led by the Antichrist. I mean, just think about that. The new world order equals 75 as well. So let's just bring up the 75s again. New world order, tribulation, great tribulation, Charlie Kirk, they all equal 75. So this movie, Left Behind, let me see what the gematria of Left Behind is. Well, there's maybe some things I could say, but nothing like that's pertinent, I guess, at this point. But again, if you guys are just getting in, go back and watch from the beginning because the most important info has already been shared. Excuse me. But let me go to the chat. We're not going to make this stream much longer, but please hit those like button, guys. I don't understand. I just hope that more people see this, and I hope that and again, thanks to everyone who shows up and hits the like and supports the channel. I reached 1 million views today. 1 million views. So thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys have clicked on my video 1 million times. Wow. That's amazing. Let me go into the chat. So Bones Jones says from the Trump inauguration to this death is 33 weeks and 3 days. That's a great addition. We know how big the 33 is. Cody, you got to mention about the John the Fearless birthday being 5/28, and he died on a bridge. Wow, that's a great connection. Guys, I've been talking about 5/28 Hertz and the Golden Gate Bridge, which opened to traffic on 5/28. And John the Fearless, John the Fearless died. He was born on 5/28 and he died on a bridge. You see this? They were on a bridge. So that's a great connection. And thank you guys in the chat for all the congrats. And thank you guys for clicking on the videos in 1 million times. That's like hard for me to even believe, but Sandra says Kirk Douglas acted in a movie about a man named Charles. In 1951 film Ace in the Hole, he played the lead role of a disgraced newspaper reporter named Chuck Tatum. Might have to look into that. Thank you for sharing that. Kirk Cameron was in Growing Pains. Yeah, like Black Swan event. Another thing I wanted to point out that's very interesting about this is if you go to the school that he was killed at, Utah Valley University, the president of the university is Astrid S. Tumenez. She's the first female president of this university. So that reminds you of Kamala Harris, right? She was running to become the first female president. Well, look what year she was born. 1964. Guys, let's see who in the chat is super smart. Who else was born in the year 1964? Yeah, it was Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was born in 1964. And now the first female president of this university was also born. Now, look at the day she was born, August 8th. Guys, what movie came out last month on August 8th? How many days did Charlie Kirk get shot after Trump's birthday when Trump equals 88? So the president of this university, her birthday was the release of the movie called Weapons. You guys remember this? Weapons released on her birthday. On the president of this university on her birthday. So, and how many days after Weapons did Charlie get shot? Show you this. So from her birthday and the movie Weapons to the shooting at her university, 30, of course, right? 33 days from her birthday and from the Weapons movie. Now, what does Weapons equal? Oh, yeah. Weapons. So he was shot 33 days after the movie Weapons came out. On the birthday of the president of the university. 33 days. George Floyd's birthday is also 10/14, yeah, like his birthday. Something about that 10/14 day, it seems like a lot of people who are born that day, they get offed on the world stage, huh? What's so special about 10/14? Hold on. Let me look at that. Ah, 10/14 is the 287th day of the year. That's interesting. But yeah, this is the birthday of Charles Kirk and George Floyd. So there's that. We got Dr. Savage in the chat. Make sure you guys go check out his channel as well. He's talking about his organic connection. So apparently Dr. Savage broke his neck. Oh, I forgot. Neck equals 33. I got to put that in here real fast. Neck 33. But yeah, Kirk equals 146. Neck shooting 1046. What are the odds it happened 1460 days after I broke my neck? Trump's birthday is 14/6. Like 148 weeks before Trump's shooting when head wound. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's just insane. I mean, that's along the lines of what I just found, how I connect to Trump with the 528 hertz. But you've been showing yours a lot longer, but I just found out I'm connected to Trump perfectly with the 528 hertz, which is really, really tripping me out. But thank you, Dr. Savage, for being one of the main people sharing the organic connection. As well as Sean Desad over at Widow's Son. If he's in the house, much love to him as well. Let me go. You guys got anything else in the chat you want to share? Please hit those likes if you haven't yet. Oh yeah, Charles Xavier was killed in X-Men 3 movie when Magneto lifted the Golden Gate Bridge. That's interesting. The shot was mimicking a decapitation. Yeah, did you guys see how during the shooting it looks like his ring jumped from one finger to the other? What do you guys think of that? Here's my question to you guys. What do you guys think of the video where the ring is on his ring finger and then it miraculously jumps to his pinky finger? Like, is that even possible? Is that some sort of camera trick like they're saying, or is that just weird? Like, To me, that's weird. To me, that is weird. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, yeah, it's just I don't. People online were trying to write it off as if it's a glitch in the camera. The AI camera uses an AI camera and it makes that happen, or is it just AI? Like, is it just a video made with AI? But the other question is, it's clear that there was clearly a bunch of people there. So exactly what happened and how it happened, I don't know. But either way, I do feel sorry for the guy's family if he is dead. And again, we're not here to say it's this or that, but for me, it just seems really fishy. So he was fidgeting with his ring. Yeah, well, the ring is the pi connection, the 3.14. It's a big thing, that ring. Yeah, that's a good observation, Old Sock. Unless we see for ourselves, we cannot trust exactly what I mean, even if you were there, you might not know exactly what happened if you didn't see it fully. Hinge ring. So it was a hinge ring, and you're saying that during the shooting, the hinge ring just miraculously came off of one finger and went on to another finger. Or it's an AI, or it's just a camera malfunction. I don't know, but either way, it's weird. Yeah, the ring is symbolism. That's right. The ring is very symbolic. Because when Jesus comes back, right, it's all about the wedding. It was his wedding ring. I don't know for sure. I didn't read that, but somebody's saying that. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm not here to make any. I'm just stating the facts. It's super weird. Somebody said there's disappearing letters on his shirt. Really? Did anyone else see that? Disappearing letters? I didn't see that. What letter disappeared? A letter on his shirt. I never saw that part. That was even more weird then. The F disappeared, huh? Somebody's saying the F disappeared. So the sixth letter, huh? To go with the 66. Well, that's interesting because I just told you that freedom equals 66, and you guys are saying that the sixth letter disappeared, like a 666, right? So that would be very symbolic if the sixth letter disappeared, and then the word itself equals 66. Yeah, the shirt blowing out like a blood bag. Yeah, that again. I want to keep my channel, so I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just going to let you guys decide what you think. I think you guys understand how I see things. So, but as far as the numerology and the numbers, it seems pretty symbolic that the F letter would disappear because that is the sixth letter. Old Sock says, send an email to me. Oh, I'll have to check my email. I'm pretty bad at checking. Which email did you send it to? I have a couple emails, so I should probably just stick to one. Yeah, and Trump's giving Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So you got your freedom again. Dr. Savage says, my grandpa Donald was killed on my birthday, and my grandma's last name was McLeod, and Donald had a twin brother who drowned in Texas. Wow. And then Trump's name is McLeod too, right? His family. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Mike, this code I just presented is pretty clear, guys. I mean, what's the chances? What I just showed you here and here, but especially this. Like, this is kind of just icing on the cake, right? 606 years to the day after the assassination of John the Fearless on the same day by Charles. And again, they were calling him, if you guys missed that part, go back on Twitter and see how many times they referred to Charlie Kirk as fearless. And there's a reason. There's a reason this word kept popping up. Fearless. Right? And this is Kash Patel. This is not just some little account. This is literally Kash Patel, the director of national intelligence. So, yeah. Fearless. John the Fearless. And it reminds me, in WWE, just a few in France, just a week ago, John Cena So John Cena was making his final appearance in France just a week ago, and who came out? Who came out and attacked him? The guy named the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And I've been talking about this whole decode, the number of the beast. I talked about how this is all connected to France because John the Fearless was killed by Charles VII of France. And we have John Cena, right? John Cena and the Beast are going to be fighting each other now this month. Yeah, WWE in Chicago is where the Beast showed up. That's right. And who is from Chicago? Charlie Kirk. Think about it. So yeah, we had the Paris event, right? And then we had them go to Chicago in WWE, right? Again, if you follow WWE, you can know how these events are coming. That's why I was focusing on these events, because these events were predicting this, guys. This is John, like John the Fearless, versus the Beast, right here. And I just talked about how this is all connected to the number of the Beast. This is all about the number of the Beast and the revelation. So, again, I was already seeing this type of thing in the code with these WWE events. This is exactly how it played out. And what's interesting is John Cena used to date a girl named Nikki Bella. John Cena, Nikki Bella, Fearless. So John Cena used to date this woman, another wrestler, who just returned. But back in the day, John Cena used to date her, and look at what her shirt says. Fearless. So this whole riddle was predicted by WWE, guys. I'm telling you. If you just did nothing but follow WWE, you would get very clear riddles. This right here is all a riddle for John the Fearless. You got John Cena and his ex-girlfriend, the Fearless. Okay? And this is all happening now. She just came back after many years, this woman who wore the Fearless. And she was in France just last week when the show was in France. And then you had the Beast attacking John, right? Just like this whole connection with John the Fearless. That's all I'm getting at. Thank you, Cosmic Butch. Appreciate that. Yes, very clear riddles. Subconscious predictive programming for the masses. Yes. Well said. Now, somebody had said there was a book that came out. Can somebody give me the name of the book that came out one day before his death? Does anyone know what the name of that book was? Somebody said that there was a book that came out with a publication date of 9/9, and it was the death of Charlie Kirk, right? Or something like that. I know there was someone in here. Clash in Paris equals John the Fearless? Really? Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, good one. Wow, look at that. That just solidifies my connection. I wasn't even using gematria. But look, Clash in Paris equals John the Fearless. And I just made that WWE connection with John Cena and his girlfriend being fearless. And he was in Clash in Paris. The Shooting of Charlie Kirk book. Let me just look it up. Did they take it away? Look at the price, $6.99. like a six and two inverted sixes. Is the book gone? Because I look at it, it's gone, guys. It's gone. And look at what's here. A dog named Lucy. Like Lucifer? What? Sorry. Your page isn't here, but Lucifer is. Look, Lucy. But come on. They took it down, guys. They took it down. Somebody already documented this, that this book was released one day before, and now you have Mr. Lucy. Looks like a cute dog. Probably a Sirius connection. Sirius the dog star. But yeah, they took it down, trying to cover their tracks. But if you guys want to see it, I think someone on X found this, or somebody found this. If anyone knows who originally covered this. Who is Anastasia J. Casey? Mysterious book titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk raises questions. Users shared screenshots of a book titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, attributed to an author named Anastasia J. Casey. Charlie Kirk, a prominent conservative political activist and close ally of Donald Trump, was fatally shot on Wednesday. Amid the ongoing investigation, a new development sparked confusion on social media. Users shared screenshots of a book titled The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, a comprehensive account of the Utah Valley University attack, and the aftermath and America's response. Geez, what a long book title. Is this the full book title? Holy moly. That book title is super long. Let me just decode it. Well, I mean, it's a long book title, so I don't know what I'm going to find there. Maybe there's something. But yeah, it's a long book title. Interesting. In Latin, it breaks down to the 152nd prime number. And this is a number that connects some things here. Anyway, But yeah, this book, so let's read about it. The book was attributed to an author named Anastasia J. Casey and appeared to have been listed a publication date of September 9th, one day before the shooting. Huh. And now it's gone. We just looked it up, guys. We just saw that this book that supposedly came out one day before the shooting, about the shooting, is now gone. And Anastasia J. Casey. Oh, look at that. Anastasia J. Casey equals 888. Like Donald J. Trump. Wow, look. You see that? You know, time traveler equals 888, and Jesus Christ in Greek equals 888. Look, she has the J too. It's perfect. She has the J in there, right in the middle. Stands for Jesuit or Jesus, right? That's why you always see the J's. But yeah, Anastasia J. Casey, Donald J. Trump, 888, like time traveler. So that's why she, guys, I figured it out. That's why she posted the book one day before, because she's a time traveler. We just figured it out. Let me show you why. Time traveler equals 888. So we just cracked the code on how this person could know that someone's going to get shot before it happens. It's all about time travel. I mean, that's my guess. Because like she traveled one day into the future and then she came back and wrote the book. She's like a modern day Doc Brown. But yeah, I mean, how weird is that? Can someone investigate this perhaps? It's been pulled from the Amazon online listing. Who is Anastasia Casey? All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. But I think we've covered the main points. Please like and share the video so we can get this out to more people. But yeah, the thing is, it's late. It's probably time for me to let you guys go to sleep. But I think I covered all the main points. And if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments what you guys see that I missed. And again, thanks to Joseph Aquaviva for his great additions. Thanks you to Truth Seeker, who also had an addition to this. Thanks to everyone who also added in the chat. And yeah, make sure you guys go check out Joseph's video. I think it has like, let's see how many views Joseph is at now. I mean, Zach Hubbard got like 30-something thousand views on his video, and Joseph got 18K. Wow. I only got 6K yesterday. But Joseph, you knocked it out of the park there. Whatever you did with that video, maybe it's because you were hiking or something and people wanted to see it. But yeah, 18K views. That's a good one. But if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. Also, make sure you guys go check out my video from yesterday. This one. What just happened to... This only has like 6K, but hey, that's still good for me. 6K is more than I usually get. Yeah, man, whatever you did, Joseph, you should, if you're going to keep posting videos, whatever you did, hopefully you can get stuff like that again. That's good views. Right now, it says I have 201 watching. Look at this. But yeah, I'll let you guys get to sleep. Thank you to everyone who showed up this late, and thanks for all the additions. And we'll see you guys very soon with another Decode, right? So God bless, and have a good night, everyone.